Across India, thousands of homes, businesses, and places of worship are being destroyed by the government. Most belong to India's Muslims, who say they are under attack. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Hindu Nationalist party says it has no religious agenda. The bulldozers have become a symbol of law and order for his government. But those who've lost everything say they've been systematically targeted.
Khurshid Sahab, namaste.
I'm in Nu, a district in the northern state of Haryana, one of the few places in India where the majority of the population is Muslim, and the latest target of the government's bulldozers.
हमारा दुख की हम एकदम 1 घंटा के भीतर भरा घर को छोड़ के बाहर निकालना अपना दुख को बर्दाश्त कर नहीं पाते पर कर रहे हैं हम दुख को बर्दाश्त.
This is Khurshida Begum. For 10 years, she and her husband have been building their house here, brick by brick, room by room. She says it took less than an hour for the government to knock it to the ground.
मैंने कही भैया हाथ जोड़े जो कुछ हम अनाज और सामान तो तुमने तोड़ रखो या निकाल लें दो नहीं निकलेगा भैया उन्हें ताते ही बिल्डोजर चला दी ऊपर से मारा धड़म 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 धड़म.
The state government, run by Narendra Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP, says these buildings were destroyed because they were built illegally. But it came just days after this. Violence broke out between Hindu and Muslim groups after a Hindu nationalist procession through Nu. 6 people were killed and more than 60 injured. BJP officials said Muslim rioters were to blame. 3 days later, the bulldozers arrived. And over the next 3 days, more than 1,200 homes and businesses were destroyed. Khurshida tells me she played no part in the riots. She says she was hiding at home.
जब कहना मेरे से एक अब तो राजी रहेगी ना तुम तो ही ये करती हो वो करती हो दंगाबाजी करवाते अब तेरा मकान टूटेगा.
ये जो घर है ये सारे गैर कानूनी है क्योंकि ये जंगल के अंदर है.
अगर हमसे पहले 1 आध महीना 6 महीना 2 साल 1 आध साल पहले भी तो कह सके है ना तो पहले क्यों नहीं कहा कि हमारी जिग में तुम मकान मत बनाओ ये हमारी भैया सारा दुनिया में वात पड़ी है इसमें तो गैर कानूनी तो फिर सब बेघर कर देगी सरकार तो.
Her family now live in a makeshift camp where their house once stood, with no shelter from the monsoon rains or the blistering heat. Despite everything, Khurshida will stay in Nu. This is my home, she tells me.
कोई नोटिस यहाँ नहीं दिया गया और कोई लॉ को ड्यू कोर्स ऑफ लॉ नहीं किया गया, इलीगल सारे तरीके से किया गया है.
Ramzan Chaudhary runs a citizens fact-finding mission which is trying to establish exactly how many buildings were torn down. This is all that's left of a street once buzzing with businesses and livelihoods. And Ramzan says it wasn't just Muslims here who lost their homes.
ये बात सही है कि हिंदुओं के भी घर मकान टूटे हैं कि एक विशेष समुदाय को खुश करने के लिए कि अब ये सब हो गया तो अब इनके ऊपर बिल्डोजर चला दो इसी से उनको राहत मिलती है ये सब करने के लिए ये बिल्डोजर चलाई.
Ramzan records what happened to Nawab. He says he owned 20 shops here. Now they're all gone.
ये सारी दुकान ये मेरी हदीस में है आपके लिए मेरा आपके लिए मैंने पीछे गली भी छोड़ी थी 2.5-3 फुट की जी ताकि सफेदी वफेदी होए इसलिए मैं छोड़ के चल रहा हूँ हर चीज. देखिए ये देखो ये अत्याचार से लोग अपने आंखों से देख लो चौधरी साहब आप कहाँ जाऊँ जी मैं
नहीं बिल्कुल बिल्कुल आप न्याय की लड़ाई लड़िए विश्वास रखिएगा हमारे यहाँ कानून है संविधान है ऐसा नहीं है कुछ लोगों ने गलत किया है तो सही भी होगा ऐसा नहीं है आप अपना आपा मत खोइएगा मायूस मत होइएगा.
तो ऊपर वाले कुदरत निराली है जो हम जिंदा हैं नहीं तो ये लोग मिटाने की कोशिश करने चाहते हैं.
After what happened in Nu, the High Court of the states of Haryana and Punjab issued a ruling ordering the state government to stop the demolitions. It asked the BJP if it was engaging in an act of ethnic cleansing. The government says that's not remotely the case. Sectarian conflict has always existed in India between its Hindu majority and its religious minorities. Muslim sites have been attacked in the past. But as demolitions have become more frequent in states run by the BJP, the bulldozer has become a symbol of Hindu nationalism in India, celebrated at political rallies and festivals. Scenes like these play out across the country. Men sitting on bulldozers, waving flags. It's mostly because of this man, the leader of India's most populous state, Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath. They call him Bulldozer Baba. His government has torn down the homes of Muslims accused of taking part in protests that he calls criminals. And for Hindu nationalists here in New, he's an inspiration.
एक्शन बाबा बिल्डोजर अब यूपी वाले बाबा हैं देख लो आप मुजरिम यूपी छोड़ छोड़ के भाग रहे हैं
Than Singh Kashyap is a local activist and BJP supporter.
सरकार के जो अपने आंकड़े हैं उसके हिसाब से ये जो ज़्यादा घर और व्यापार हैं वो मुसलमानों के टूटे हैं तो एक तरफ से लोग कह रहे हैं कि ये इनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई हुई है
तो एक तरफा हमला भी तो एक तरफा ही हुआ मैम आप ये सोचो भाई एक धार्मिक प्रोग्राम था और हमला भी एक तरफा है सबको पता है जब हमला एक तरफा हुआ तो कार्रवाई भी एक तरफा ही होगी
He tells me the government did not go far enough here.
जिसने भी किया है सबके खिलाफ ऐसी कार्रवाई होगी जो भी नुकसान हुआ उनसे ही भरपाई हो जिस तरह से यूपी में चाहे प्रॉपर्टी नीलाम करी जाए चाहे बिल्डोजर चलाए जाए जो भी कुछ भी कार्रवाई बनती हो कानूनी तौर पे उनसे भरपाई करी जाए
His view is not uncommon. And many Muslims here fear what could come next. Weeks after the demolitions, people are still rummaging through the rubble, pulling out whatever belongings they can salvage.
जो है वो तो निकालने कम से कम जो कुछ कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि कुछ बच गया हो
Zia Haq tells me he pleaded with the government not to knock down his shop. He had papers that showed it wasn't built illegally.
जब डॉक्यूमेंट्स हम प्रशासन को दिखा रहे हैं ना तो वो लोग कह रहे हैं कि यहाँ से पत्थर भी फेंके गए इन दुकानों पे कोई भी ऐसी एक दुकान नहीं थी जिसके पास सीसीटीवी कैमरे नहीं थे ये चीज़ ना तोड़ने से पहले क्लियर की जा सकती थी क्या सचमुच ऐसा ही है या फिर ऐसे ही बोलने में आ गया और हमने बुलडोजर चला दिया देख ये सब चीज़ ना देखने क्यों क्योंकि एक आदमी ने अपनी ज़िंदगी भर की पूंजी एक एक पैसा जमा करके जोड़ के लगाया है कि 2 पैसा फ्यूचर में
Zia's story echoes many others here. As an Indian Muslim, he feels like his hopes have been shattered by a government intent on destroying his community, his beliefs, his way of life. These people feel that the only choice they have is to rebuild what they can themselves, hoping that it won't be torn down again.
Mandakini Galot reporting from New. And we did ask the BJP a number of times for a statement in response to the allegations that the government is using bulldozers as a tool of discrimination and oppression against Muslims, but we didn't receive a reply. The BJP has said previously that it is demolishing illegal buildings and taking action against criminals.